In this video, I'm going to give you the mindset to make $1 million inside of your handmade or your woodworking business. Let's dive in. Well, hey, welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm so grateful for your time and your attention. And in today's video, I want to talk to you specifically around the mindset and the thought patterns of people that build big businesses as opposed to those that always just barely get by. Okay, so there are stark differences here. And when I first started out, listen, I didn't think or acknowledge or understand these thought patterns in the way that people that built big businesses and were successful, how they thought. And it's been something that I've developed really slowly over time with reading lots of books, surrounding myself by successful business owners and seeing what they do differently from how I was doing it. So what allows businesses to get big and people to make a lot of money in that process? I want you to just think for a second, okay? So imagine that you have a small side hustle woodworking business, you make $1,000 per month. Let's say that you get to bring home $500 of that. Now let's level up again. Let's say that that business now makes $10,000 per month. You get to bring home $5,000 of that. Now let's level up again. Let's say it makes $100,000 per month. You're gonna have a lot more overhead at that level, but let's say that you get to bring home 20% of that or 15% of that. Well, you're making $15,000 bring home per month or $20,000 bring home per month. Now let's go to $500,000 per month. If you're bringing home 5 to 10% of that, that's $40,000 to $50,000 per month. And so what we've learned and what I've discovered is that volume is really what sets apart average Joe thinking versus millionaire thinking. Millionaire thinking understands that volume is incredibly important. When I say volume, the amount of business running through your business. In order to have volume, you have to have structure and systems and people and a great product in order to get there. If you're watching this and you have hopes and dreams of replacing your income, you can probably do that through your woodworking or your handmade business. Like legitimately, most handmade businesses, you can make $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per month if you play your cards right. But I want to challenge you in this video to think even bigger about what's possible. There's this concept of macro patience, so macro being big picture. There's this concept of being patient in the big picture and micro speed. So in the small picture, in the day-to-day, we want to move really fast. Okay, so people that think right, that have millionaire mindsets, they understand this concept. They understand that, listen, it's going to take me 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but I'm going to work as hard as I can every day from here on out, and I know that I'll eventually get there. So they're patient in the long term, and they move really quickly in the short term. The second thing that I want to challenge you with when it comes to seeing those that have millionaire mindsets that have actually gotten there, it's their ability to develop a really healthy relationship with failure. And I think this is one of the biggest challenges that most of us face right now is that we're afraid to fail. We're afraid to try and look dumb. We're afraid what our friends or our family are going to say. I remember back when I started my woodworking business in 2017, like I had a good salary, like I was working a safe, conservative job, I had a family, I had a brand new mortgage, just bought our first house, had a brand new baby boy at home. My wife worked but didn't make great money. So I was the primary breadwinner of our family, and I quit my job to go pursue this woodworking business dream. And I remember all my friends, nobody just came out and said that I was an idiot, but they all acted that way. They all are like, man, this is crazy. I can't believe that you would do something like this.
Are you mental?
And it was so clear in my mind that it was what I needed to do. I can't tell you why, but I just felt like it was what I needed to do. And so I just had to block out all the noise to go do it. That's one of the biggest challenges that I think a lot of us face, is that we're really concerned about what other people have to say, what other people think about us on our journey to pursuing our dreams. The last thing that I see millionaires and those that have millionaire mindsets constantly asking inside of their business, it's what are my competitors that are winning doing that I'm not currently doing? Okay, so we all have competitors that might look like they're winning, but they might not be. They might be actually losing. So the question we have to ask is, the ones that I know are winning, what are they doing that I'm not currently doing? Do they have different marketing, different initiatives? Do they have different products? Do they have different pricing? Do they have a different model? How are they running and operating their business in a way that's different than me, that would take me to the next level if I could take a page out of their book? The last thing that a millionaire understands, this is a very practical thing that I really love, I think it's really interesting, is that millionaire mindsets understand that when you build a business with the goal of selling the business, that you get to multiply whatever your annual income is off of that business. So let's say, for example, that you build a business that's doing $1 million a year and the net income is $250,000. Okay, so you run 25% margins, you built $1 million a year top line revenue business, and the total at the end of the year was $250,000. A really smart guy or girl out there that's trying to build something and set themselves up for long-term long-term financial success, they understand that that business isn't worth $250,000. It's worth more like $750,000 to $1 million. But this also depends on what industry you're in. There are some industries where the multiplier off of the net revenue is really, really high. It's 8, 10, 12, 15 times. Some industries, some businesses, that multiplier is lower. In the woodworking business, it's like 3 to 5x, depending upon the size of the business. And so if you can do really well and have a ton of money that's left over net profits in your business, then you can look up in 3, 4, 5 years and sell that for a multiple of 3 to 5x of whatever that number is each year. That's how people make big money on sales and acquisitions of their businesses. So with that being said, guys, these are a few of the differences between average Joe thinking and millionaire thinking when it comes to your handmade or your woodworking business. I want to encourage you real quick, if you have not yet downloaded my free ebook, you need to check that out. It's the first link down below and it's completely free. Just enter your name, your email, and we'll send that to you and get you hooked up reading that. And it's going to benefit you. I promise. You will read things inside that book that you have not thought about, you have not considered as you start trying to grow your woodworking or your handmade business. So I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to connect. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one.